Welcome to Couscous and Other Tales. I'm Iman. Today we're going to make quiche. I love making quiche so much because you can add whatever filling you want, and it's perfect for lunch or dinner, and it's really easy to make. It doesn't require a lot of time. So let's get cooking. There are three parts to a quiche. There is the crust, the filling, and the savory custard. So we're going to start with our crust. I have mine rolled out and I just got it out of the freezer. And if you would like to know how to make a pâte brisée, which is the French short crust pastry for quiche, you can check over here. There's a link with a video for you guys on how to make it from scratch with no equipments needed. So now with my fork, I'm going to prick my base and going to blind bake this crust, just to make sure it does not become soggy when we add our filling. To also do the sides. And I have my crust rolled out in a 9-inch tart pan, flat pan, and it's 1 inch high. And now I'm going to add aluminum foil to the top. Just press it down like this. Add weight. So I have here my pie weights, but you can use beans, you can use rice, anything you can add here just to make sure its weight, the weight will not let it puff when we put it in the oven. So I'm going to pop this in the oven for about 20 minutes on 180 Celsius, that's 350 Fahrenheit, and then I'll be back and going to show you the second step. Now that our crust is in the oven baking, I'm going to move on to the custard. And it seems like a lot of people are intimidated to make a custard, but it's really easy to make. It does not require a lot of ingredients, and I'm going to show you today a fail-proof recipe for it. So let's start. I have here 3 medium eggs. We're going to whisk them lightly, just to break them, make it easier to work with. We're going to add to that 3/4 cup of crème liquide, which is pouring cream. A 1/4 cup, that's 60 milliliter of whole milk. And for the cream, that's 3/4 cup, that's 180 milliliter. Just whisk this gently. If you're going to use a deep pie pan for the quiche, I would use a whole cup instead of 3/4 cup of cream. That's because mine is 1 inch high, and when I pre-bake it, the crust shrinks a little bit, so this will be enough for it. But if you have a deeper pan, I would use a whole cup. Okay, we're going to add a pinch of salt, some black pepper, and chili powder, or you can use cayenne. We're going to grate some fresh nutmeg to give it a nice kick and mix. And that's it. There is your savory custard ready to be used. And now we're going to move on to the third step. Okay, we have our crust pre-baking, we have the custard ready, and now we're going to move on to the filling. And today I'm going to make my quiche with onions, mushrooms, and chicken, which I think the perfect and the easiest combination, and something I always have in the fridge. So start by 1 tablespoon of butter. We'll let that melt. Okay, I'm going to add my half medium onion that I thinly sliced. I'm gonna add a tiny pinch of salt, not much, and some black pepper. I'm gonna cover it with a lid, and I'm gonna let it sweat for a few minutes until it's translucent, and then we're going to add the mushrooms. Our onions look good, and now I'm going to add to it about 3 or 4 cups of sliced, thinly sliced portobello mushrooms. I like portobello mushrooms because they're more meaty. Though this looks a lot, but after it cooks and after it will shrink and it will be almost half the amount. I'm going to also add to the mushrooms a bit of salt. It's good to make sure you season all your ingredients. Some black pepper. And that's it. Okay, now I'm going to cover it again, and I'm going to let all the water of the mushroom drains out and make sure it got some color, and then we move on to the chicken. While my mushrooms get cooked, I got out my pie crust. Here you can see the edges slightly brown, golden brown color. And what I like to do now, just to make sure we wouldn't get a soggy crust, I like to add my egg white. I like to brush the base with some egg white just to seal the base, seal the bottom while it's still hot. I'm going to do the sides as well. And that's another trick to make sure you get the perfect quiche. And in the same pan, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of butter. I have here 2 skinless chicken thighs that I diced. I'm going to add it to my pan. If you have some leftover chicken, it will also work, but I prefer doing this. Black pepper, a pinch of salt, and I like to add some dry basil, also a pinch of dry basil, and some oregano. So we're gonna let the chicken cook for a few minutes and then we'll be ready. Okay, now we have our crust ready, our savory custard and the rest of the filling. So now all we have to do is assemble our quiche. So first things first, I like to add some green color to my quiche, so I'm going to add about a cup of chopped parsley to my savory custard. And I also like to add some parmesan. Parmesan, chicken, and portobello mushrooms are a perfect match. So I'm going to grate some parmesan. And I love the nutty flavor that the parmesan has. You can add any cheese you like. Sometimes I like to add Gruyere as well. I love it too. Mix this. And now it's ready. Here are the mushrooms and the onion mixture. I will add to the bottom. It smells amazing. Add the bits of chicken just around our custard. We're going to add some Kalamata olives. I love how it looks like, and I love that it's meaty, and I love its saltiness. It's just beautiful and one of my favorite olives ever. Okay, I'm going to pop this in the oven for about 35 minutes or 40 minutes depending on your oven on 180 Celsius, that's 350 Fahrenheit. I'll see you when it's done. The quiche is finally ready, and as you can see, I already started eating because I was thinking the audio is on, but it was not on. So I have to do another taste time, but it's fine with me because it's just more deliciousness. So now it's taste time. You can see it is the next day. When I was editing, I realized I accidentally deleted the footage when it was taste time, but it's alright. Here I am, and I'm going to do another taste time. As you can see, it's almost gone. That is a proof how good it is. So let's dig in. As usual, I want to show you how beautiful this is. Look at the crust and look at the filling. It's a perfect crust and the filling looks so good. And what's good about quiche is that it's delicious, warm or cold, and this is perfect snack or lunch. Though I'm eating it cold, it still tastes amazing. Actually, it tastes so much better. I think because it's the next day, all those flavors kind of settled in, and you can taste how unique they are. If you love cream of mushroom soup or chicken with mushroom cream, it tastes like both words on a quiche. It's perfect. And the Kalamata olives adds a little bit of saltiness that just brings all those flavors together. If you're gonna make this quiche, I wouldn't skip the Kalamata olives. I think it really adds so much to it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click the like button, and I would like to hear your own versions or fillings for quiche. And don't forget to subscribe. I have so many more recipes that I can't wait to share with you, and I hope to see you soon with another delicious recipe. Bye!